wouldn't invest his heart and soul and his money and his time, and then you sit up in front of this court and in front of me as a woman and suggest, oh, you just did that to get what you wanted to get out of it. What does he want to get out of it?
I knew it. Go find your baby daddy. Put somebody else on child support. I want my money back. I want my money back. I told you I wasn't the father of that child. Knew it from the beginning.
You still have a doubt?
Yes, quite a few. First off, the DNA test doesn't mean anything considering the fact that she's cheated on me with more than one person. There could be other guys out there, that's just one.
That's the plot twist.
Mr. Benning is a stand-up guy who always dreamed of having a daughter. He's been there for his 2-year-old daughter, Robin, from day one, but there's just one problem. He's got doubts about her paternity. And to make matters worse, he's also questioning whether he's the father of his 6-month-old son, Germaine Jr.
Mr. Benning, you recently appeared in couples court and it was confirmed that the defendant cheated on you. This infidelity has caused questions regarding your 2-year-old daughter, Robin, and 6-month-old son, Germaine Jr.'s paternity. Although you are hopeful that both are your children, you now have doubts. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Benning's ex, Ms. Bodine, cheated on him, but she claims that he is the father of both kids and has evidence to back it up. Doesn't make much sense now, does it? But hey, let's see how this unfolds.
Ms. Bodine, you claim you are certain the plaintiff is Robin and Germaine Jr.'s father and have evidence to support your claim. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Benning just poured his heart out to the judge, explaining how important it is for him to have a daughter. He lost his mother at a young age, and having a daughter was his way of honoring her memory. He's been there for Robin every step of the way.
So tell me about the day you first found out she was pregnant.
Well, when she first came home and told me she was pregnant, I was excited, you know? I mean, especially once we found out that it was a girl. That's something that I've always wanted. That like hyped me up. You know, I couldn't ask for anything else than that. That's my world.
That was a huge twist. Ms. Bodine drops a bombshell. She admits to cheating on Mr. Benning. And to make matters worse, she received a text from another guy while she was in labor claiming that he's the father of Robin. That's basically the definition of bad timing.
There could be other guys out there, that's just one, you know?
Now, that's the plot twist.
As well as, Your Honor, anytime that something is wrong, I'm also reminded, oh, you're not her father. As soon as we start to argue, you're not her father, but if you need something, I'm the father.
You say stuff to hurt my feelings, why can't
Have I
I do
ever
it
told
to
you that you're not the parent of your kid?
You can't! I pushed him out!
Hold on, folks. Ms. Bodine says she's certain that Mr. Benning is the father of both kids. She even got another guy tested, and surprise, surprise, he's not the father. But Mr. Benning ain't buying it. He's got trust issues, and who can blame him? Those doubts are eating away at him, and it's clearly tearing him apart.
Mr. Benning, explain what the doubt feels like, having to live with it every day.
Yeah, I had to change her diaper and look at her and play with her, and she's calling me daddy, and there's something in the back of my head saying she might not be. You know, there's a text message on my phone saying she's not yours.
This is about to get real. The first set of results are in, and it's not looking good for Mr. Benning. The court determines that he is not the father of 2-year-old Robin. The room falls silent as Mr. Benning tries to hold back his tears.
Mr. Benning, you are not the father. I'm very sorry.
It doesn't matter, I'm still gonna be there.
But wait, there's more. The judge senses Mr. Benning's doubts about Germaine Jr.'s paternity and decides to put those to rest once and for all. Will this be the moment of truth that Mr. Benning has been waiting for? Or do nice guys really finish last?
Mr. Benning, you are not the father.
What the?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Benning.
I got cribs and playpens and toys, and I've done everything that I do, and
Ms. Bodine, do you know who Germaine Jr.'s father is?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Deggs is a man who thought he had found love with his childhood sweetheart, Ms. Guerin. But little did he know, his world was about to be turned upside down.
Mr. Deggs, you are here today hoping you are the biological father of the defendant's 3-year-old son, Jason. You have petitioned the court for paternity tests because you claim your ex, Ms. Guerin, first led you to believe that you were Jason's dad, but when the baby was 6 months old, she confessed that you may not be the biological father. You say Jason is the most important thing in your life, and you are praying the results today turn out in your favor.
yes, ma'am.
Mr. Deggs finds out that not only did his best friend sleep with his girlfriend, but his own brother did too. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. But wait, it gets even messier. Ms. Guerin admits to cheating on Mr. Deggs because she felt neglected.
Now, Ms. Guerin, you admit you slept with another man at the time your son was conceived, but you say that was only after the plaintiff strayed. You too are unsure about about your son's paternity and are desperate for today's results. Now, Mr. Deggs, when did you first find out Ms. Guerin cheated on you?
We were together about a year. At the time, we were moving out of my best friend's apartment.
Fast forward to Ms. Guerin finding out she's pregnant. Mr. Deggs is there by her side, ready to be the best dad he can be. But there was a secret lurking in the shadows. Ms. Guerin had doubts about the paternity of their child.
And he left me in the apartment all the time with a roommate that he knew was attracted to me and wanted to be with me.
And so you did what? You're home and the best friend's home.
Well, we were drinking and he was showing interest in me, made me feel pretty, and was giving me everything at the time that Jason was not, was actually
Because
being
I was
a
at
friend.
work.
And
In that one day at work, he gave you everything Mr. Deggs never gave you?
no.
But here's the kicker, folks. Ms. Guerin kept this secret from Mr. Deggs for 6 whole months. 6 months. She let him believe he was the father, all while knowing there was doubt. Talk about a betrayal of trust.
I moved you in.
And
You
somebody
paid
else.
nothing. You were taken care of.
You worked
You
for
did.
the
You
newspaper.
moved out of your mom's. Yeah.
So you're
I
like
did work
barely
for the
making it in
newspaper,
an
but still.
apartment.
All right. You two
She's
might
still
not
my
know
brother.
how
You're super
to
intelligent.
respect each other outside of the courtroom, but in this courtroom, we must remain respectful.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now,
And here's Mr. Felton, Ms. Guerin's new boyfriend. He claims to have stepped up as a father figure to Jason, even though he knows he's not the biological father. Props to him for being there for the child, but let's see what Mr. Deggs feels about it.
She has the nerve to wait.
Mr. Deggs, you thought this child was yours.
Something.
Yes, Your Honor. I sure did.
No doubts in your mind. You're going
No
on
doubts
about
at
your
all.
life
Ready
with
to get
your
my
new
family
baby.
established. Make the family that
Even though
I
he was
never
telling me
had.
how much of a cheater I was, how bad I was, everything, you're just
Yeah, because I was still hurt.
okay.
But I was trying to...
Okay.
All right, it's time for the big reveal. The DNA results are ready. Will Mr. Deggs be Jason's biological father, or will he have to say goodbye to the child he's grown to love?
Mr. Deggs, you are not the father.
And that's for the best. Honestly, it's for the best because he has only stayed this long so that he could get whatever benefit he's getting out of it.
Benefit?
But honestly,
What
Your
benefit
Honor,
am I getting?
Wait.
Taking
No.
care of a 3-year-old child.
I am disgusted that you would perpetrate this lie on this man.
Maurice and Miss Yancey are a couple who are at odds over the paternity of their 7-month-old son, Kahari. Maurice is convinced that he's not the father, and Miss Yancey is desperate to prove him wrong. It's a classic case of he said, she said, but with a twist.
Ms. Yancey, you are here to save your family by proving to your boyfriend that he fathered your 7-month-old son, Kahari. You testify that his paternity denial is tearing you apart. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, let's talk about the nature of their relationship before Miss Yancey got pregnant. It's a bit of a roller coaster, folks. They were on again, off again, and even had a little friends with benefits situation going on. I mean, who hangs out at the gas station these days? But hey, to each their own.
So, Ms. Yancey, tell us why this court date is so important.
Well, it's important because, we've been having a few issues ever since my baby was born. It would go, he was there through the entire pregnancy, and we would go back and forth after the baby was born about, the baby doesn't look like him, the baby looks like me, or...
So things took a turn when Miss Yancey started seeing someone else, and Maurice wasn't too happy about it. He even went as far as following her around and causing a scene. I mean, come on, Maurice. We're not in high school anymore. But hey, love makes us do crazy things.
Where are you at with this?
Right now, Your Honor, it's hard, because I do love her and all. And throughout the whole relationship, we always talked about having a child together. But, now it's like we're at a point where it's a child, but I possibly might not be the father, so it kind of hurts, so.
And Kahari is 7 months old, and you worried about, is it your baby?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Yancey finds out she's pregnant, and she drops the bombshell on Maurice. She sends him a text saying that the baby might not be his. But Maurice, being the stand-up guy that he is, decides to stick around and be there for the baby regardless.
And all this stuff came out. He started cussing me out and texting me and calling me out my name. And
Well, yeah, I
he
mean,
was
if
following me
you're
in my car.
If you're in a relationship with
We-
somebody,
we weren't in a
you don't go
relationship,
and
like-
give another man a ride and not
But I
bring it up.
thought y'all said you all were broken
Right,
up.
exactly. When we were breaking up,
That's not
to
correct.
me, I felt like we were over.
If we were over-
and I told him that multiple times.
The baby is born, and Maurice is overcome with emotions. He's happy, he's excited, but there's just one problem. He thinks the baby looks more like Miss Yancey than him. Maurice, buddy, I hate to break it to you, but babies tend to look like their moms too. It's called genetics.
We were sitting at my mom's house, And, you know, she came and she said that she took a pregnancy test and she's pregnant. And I'm like, you know, I was happy for the simple fact that over the years we were trying to conceive and have a baby. And I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, yes, it finally happened. And then after she told me, she left and texted me that the baby might not be mine.
That's correct.
Oh!
Things are getting really interesting. Miss Yancey decides to take a family trip to Fresno, and Maurice stumbles upon some pictures of the baby with another man. Oh, Miss Yancey, you should have told him about that sooner. Secrets have a way of coming back to haunt you.
Was Mr. Thomas supportive when you were pregnant with Kahari? Was he there for you?
Yes, Your Honor, absolutely.
The whole way?
The whole way.
Even though you sent that text back and said it might not be your child?
Yes, I explained to him.
Maurice is clearly hurt and feels betrayed. He's questioning everything now, and you can't blame him. But here's the thing. Miss Yancey claims that the other man could potentially be the father, and that he wants to be involved in Kahari's life. Maurice, on the other hand, is ready to step back and let the other man take over.
The whole way?
The whole way.
Even though you sent that text back and said it might not be your child?
Yes, I explained to him that, you know, I was skeptical.
And even though she was skeptical, you know, she told me, and I had my doubts, but at the same time, it was like the 50% chance it is mine. I don't want to have the son, you know what I mean, born in this world without being there for him. So regardless, I stepped up and,
Right, as you should.
chose to be there for her.
All right, folks, it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. The DNA results are in, and it's time to find out the truth. Will Maurice be the father he's always wanted to be, or will he have to step aside and let another man take over?
Mr. Thomas, you are not the father. I'm very sorry.
It's okay, Your Honor. It's all right. I mean, I still love her, and I still love him at the end of the day. But if she wants to build a father-son relationship with Kahari and the other man, then I feel like there's no need for me to try to build.
Mr. Matlock is a hard-working man who had to go out of town for some family business. But little did he know, while he was away, his girlfriend, Ms. Monroe, decided to invite her ex-lover to move right on into their love nest. The disrespect is heavy in this one, folks, and it only gets worse.
Mr. Matlock,
Yes, ma'am.
you say that a few years back you were suddenly called away on family business.
Yes,
While
Your Honor.
absent, you claim the defendant, Ms. Monroe, invited her former lover to move into your family home.
Yes.
Mr. Matlock claims that he forgave Ms. Monroe, and they resumed their sexual relationship once he returned. But just when things seem to be getting back on track, she drops a bombshell on him. She's pregnant, and there's a chance he might not be the father.
Admit that you have serious doubts about the paternity of your child as well. You argue that when Mr. Matlock left on family business, he stopped answering your phone calls and texts for an entire month.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's not correct.
In your defense, you say you believe he was never coming back again.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Monroe, on the other hand, argues that Mr. Matlock left her high and dry for a whole month, not answering her calls or texts. She thought he was never coming back, so she made the questionable decision to move her ex into their home. Yikes. She just created one messy situation.
You
Call
should
her
still have
every
to talk
waking
to me if
minute,
I'm your
'cause
girlfriend. You
she's
should care.
jealous about-
You
she
should
got
care.
jealous with
If you gave me a
every
reason,
woman
then I
on
wouldn't
the
have
block.
jealousy issues.
Ms. Monroe, when he went out of town, did he voluntarily call you at all while he
No.
was gone?
Live.
Maybe
Not one
Wow.
call.
maybe 2 or 3 times, like the whole time he was gone.
Let's hear from Mr. Matlock. He explains that when he was away, Ms. Monroe informed him that she had moved her ex into their home. Can you imagine finding out that your significant other has replaced you within a week? From their own mouths. That's gotta sting.
I felt something about her. So we worked out the whole situation. We talked about it, we worked it out. I eventually moved back in the house, picking up a sexual relationship with her again.
All right.
Everything was going good for about a month and a half. I get a phone call.
Hold up, folks. Ms. Monroe has a different version of events. She claims that Mr. Matlock was gone for a whole month, not just a week. And she tried calling him multiple times, but he never answered.
You assumed he may not be the father based upon the fact it had been 18 months and you hadn't gotten pregnant.
Yeah, and within
Now-
that little amount of time, I got pregnant.
But is the truth that you really didn't know who the child's father was?
Exactly.
It actually, when I had my 5-year-old, she looked just like my other one. So I assumed that she wasn't his because her and my other child looked exactly alike.
She's a pretty little girl. I'm not saying
I
she's
know
not
she
pretty.
is.
Mr. Matlock returns home, and after some intense discussions, they decide to give their relationship another shot. They even resume their sexual relationship, but just when they thought they were in the clear, Ms. Monroe drops the bombshell that he might not be the father of her child.
At what point did she then claim that you might be the father?
December 31st, 08. Me and her sister are friends.
Okay.
So I call her sister every New Year's. Happy New Year's. What's up? First thing out of sister's mouth was, what's up is you need to check on your daughter. I didn't even know she had a girl. Matter of fact, when the baby was born, another man was in the hospital room with her when the baby was born.
All right, folks, let's go through this evidence. Mr. Matlock submitted some dates that show when he was intimate with Ms. Monroe and when her ex was in the picture. And guess what? The dates overlap. This means that either of them could be the father. It's a 50-50 chance, folks.
At what point did she then claim that you might be the father?
December 31st, 08. Me and her sister are friends.
Okay.
So I call her sister every New Year's. Happy New Year's. What's up? First thing out of sister's mouth was, what's up is you need to check on your daughter. I didn't even know she had a girl.
But here's the kicker. Ms. Monroe actually agrees with Mr. Matlock on this one. She admits that she has serious doubts about the paternity of her child. That said, the DNA results are in, and it's time to find out if Mr. Matlock is the father or not.
Mr. Matlock, the wait is over. You are not.
I knew it. Go find your baby daddy. Put somebody else on child support. I want my money back. I told you I wasn't the father of that child. Knew it from the beginning. Trifling.
So we've seen a handful of good men who've been taken through the ringer by their partners. What we haven't seen is two good people who've taken each other through the ringer. Until now, we've got Ms. Davis, a strong and confident woman who claims that Mr. Cole is the father of her adorable daughter, Autumn.
Ms. Davis, you say that after accepting your daughter, Autumn, Mr. Cole abruptly ended your relationship, moved out of your home, and is now denying her. You say Mr. Cole is the only man who could be Autumn's father, and you intend to prove paternity today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Here's Ms. Davis, looking fierce and determined as she takes the stand. She's hurt, angry, and disappointed that Mr. Cole is suddenly denying their daughter. She insists that he's the only man she's been with since February. But Mr. Cole, on the other hand, is questioning everything. He's got doubts and claims that Ms. Davis is untrustworthy and sneaky.
You say there are too many facts that don't add up, and there is no way you are her child's father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Davis, how does it feel knowing Mr. Cole is denying your daughter?
I feel hurt, angry, disappointed how he all of a sudden not claiming my daughter. He is the only man that I've been with since February.
Ms. Davis reveals that she found out she was pregnant on March 21st, just 4 weeks after she and Mr. Cole got intimate. She even submitted a calendar to the court, highlighting their moments of passion. But wait, there's a twist. Mr. Cole starts getting messages from random people claiming that he might not be the father.
Anything she asks for, I do for the baby.
But you deny you are her biological father.
I'm just questioning right now because ever since I met her, she's been lying to me about stuff. You know, people been texting her, random people been walking up to me, asking me stuff about it. And I just came here to get the truth and move on.
Hold up. We've got a witness, folks. Ms. Davis's twin sister, Ashley, takes the stand. She drops a bombshell, claiming that her sister admitted to having sex with another guy just 2 days before getting intimate with Mr. Cole. Oh, snap. This is getting juicier by the second.
On this calendar, in yellow, it indicates when you were intimate with Mr. Cole, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you started having sex with him here, and then on the 21st, you find out you're 4 weeks pregnant. And he was the only man you were with during that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
The tension in the courtroom is reaching its peak, folks. Ms. Davis is adamant that Mr. Cole is the father, while he's still questioning everything. But guys, Mr. Cole signed the birth certificate, legally making him Autumn's father.
So this is a copy of the birth certificate here.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Cole, at some point, your name got on it.
Yeah, like 2 months after she was born. Because my family had got in my head and she looks just like you, that's your twin.
And you accepted Autumn as yours, or you still had doubts?
I accepted her as mine.
You did?
Yes.
Because your family had convinced you.
Yes, ma'am, but...
All right, folks, it's time for the moment everyone had been waiting for. The DNA results are in. From love to doubt, anger to disappointment, it was finally time for the truth. Judge Lake, would you do the honors?
Mr. Cole, you are not the father. Ms. Davis, would you like to finally just lay it on the line and tell the truth?
It hurts. It's embarrassing. I thought he was the father.
This is one of these defining moments in your life.